All right. I am excited. I know you are, Scotty, because we are going to be sharing something that happened in the last 7 days. And it didn't happen to us, it happened to one of our students that went through our workshop a week ago. And they've gotten over 1,200 new subscribers from one single video. And we're going to kind of break it down. I'm going to share with you the video, give her a shout out, and give her a ton of credit because, we can sit here and we can give all the, the tips and advice, but you got to actually do something. You got to do, well, my little take action sign back there. You got to actually take action and you got to implement. And not every single time it's going to work. Scotty and I talk a lot about taking more swings, getting more at bats, but we all get frustrated. We get, disappointed. And I get it, right? We're still getting disappointed. We've had videos in this last, week and a half that's gotten under 1,000 views. That's disappointing. But we just came back yesterday, published a video, and it's over 1,100 views. So you got to keep swinging. So today we are going to break it down so you guys can see exactly what it is as far as how she was able to do it. We'll go over the three main things that allowed her to do this. All right. And then hopefully you can take that and run with it and put it into action. Now, the other thing that we're going to be doing here, and you might want to stick around for, is we're doing something that we've been doing for probably 2.5 years now over on our other channel, Brand Creators, which I've kind of taken a little bit of a break on, to be honest with you. And we'll probably talk about that at a later date. But for the longest time, we were doing one live stream every single week, just like we are here. And then we would pre-plan 2 videos. And those videos would start just like it was an independent video. Those videos then would get pulled out of the live and then turned into its own video. Well, you're going to see that happen again today because we've got 2 other videos that are going to come from this live stream. Now, they're not going to happen right away. They're going to happen a little bit further in, and we can talk about why that is a little bit later. But for right now, I want to dive into, Scotty, these results. And I know you and I have been fired up, and we've been just going back and forth because Becca, that's her name, has been kind of keeping us in the loop as far as what's been going on. So, Scotty, what's your thoughts firsthand, and how excited are you to share this?
I'm super excited because here's the thing. We got that email from her not expecting anything, from any, these are just people sending stuff in. And she's not the only one. We've probably got 4 in the last couple of days of just people just sending stuff that has worked. But she sent to us at the time was early. I think it just hit 1,000 views when she sent it. And she was ecstatic. It was her highest viewed video and all of that. And then we checked in a couple of days later, and next thing we know, it's like this thing's blowing up, and her channel went from 133 subscribers over 1,000 in the matter of a couple of days from one video.
Yeah. Yeah. And here was the email that came in. And you can see the subject line says Saturday's workshop results. Holy moly. And then says Scott and Scotty, I'm freaking out over here. My very first video following our Saturday workshop is exceeding every other video on my page. I'm overjoyed. You guys rock. Scotty, your section on outlier titles was gold, which we're going to give you a little bit of that here today. Thank you both so much. Becca, that was the first email. She sent me several screenshots. I'm going to share some of those screenshots with you. I'm going to share the video. Actually, I won't have you watch the entire video, but I'll show you guys what it is, and we'll give her a little shout out. And hey, credit, because you got to actually do the work. All right. And that's really what I want to stress here. So with that being said, the main thing though that I want to really cover here before we dive in is there's actually 3 things that made this work. And they're the 3 things we actually covered about 7 steps in the workshop, 7 or 8. But the first 3 are critical because if you don't get those 3 right, the rest of it isn't going to even matter. That's why we're going to cover those 3 because those are the main. Scotty, what is the first thing that's the most important thing that she did that we encourage people to do? What is that number 1 thing in order to get a video to actually see the light of day?
Title. I mean, if title,
go a little bit deeper. Go a little bit deeper though. Title, there's something special about the title.
Yeah. titles, guys, and we'll talk about outlier titles in a second, but titles in general give you impressions. Okay. There's no other way you're getting impressions. It's not your thumbnail. It's not none of that. Titles strictly goes to impressions. So I want you to kind of put those two together. Title, impressions, right? You're not getting enough impressions on your videos, titles. Okay. Now, can we make better titles? Absolutely. Okay. And how do we do that? Through these outlier titles that she was able to find in her niche. Now, there's ones that you can find in your niche, outside of your niche. And what is an outlier title? I know you're wondering, like, what is that? And, you know, I haven't heard of that before. Outlier title is videos that we find that are on a channel that has a low subscriber count with a high amount of views within the last 6 months to a year. So perfect example is a video that might, or a channel that might have only 1,000 subscribers, but the video gets 30,000 views, 40,000 views. Becca right now has an outlier title that she just created. She had 133 subscribers at the time, and that video now is over 38,000. Even with her subscribers now, that's at 1.4K. I think she's almost at 1.5 now, with over 30,000 views. That is an outlier title now. If I was in her niche, I would take something like that, or even if I was outside of her niche, I would, you know, take something of that, reconstruct it, make it my own original piece. So I'm not saying copy anything word for word,
no,
but you get ideas from it, and you kind of take pieces of how people structure the titles. And this is nothing new. This is just something that hasn't really been brought to light because the top creators on YouTube have been doing this. If you follow Mr. Beast or any of the big entertainment kind of channels, they do this from channels from years past, and they bring it back to now, and then they just reconstruct it to make it new. Perfect example, Mr. Beast was the whole $1 versus $1 million, or $1 versus $100,000. Like, he did a whole bucket on that. A dollar steak versus a $10,000 steak. Like, that was his whole thing that he did, and he would do one a month of that. And there's a bunch more we could go into. But the whole thing is he took that from outlier titles from 3 years ago, brought it back to now because it already was proven to work, started doing it now. Now, but what we're doing is we're taking recent ones because we know the YouTube algorithm is pushing that. So it's going to give you better growth early up front, especially for you small channels.
Yep. Yeah. And so just I want you guys to think about that before you even think about hitting record. You should have that outlier title. You should have that thing. And here's the other thing. Once you start to have someone, Scotty and I have been doing this recently now on our channel, on this newer channel. And that is, we go back in our old videos or through our old videos, and we look at some outliers that we might have had. Now, that doesn't mean every video has to be an outlier title. You can use something that worked for your channel and then just go ahead and modify it or bring it back to life and repeat it. Just do something a little bit different. So that's the one thing I did want to say there. And let me know, guys, and I'm just curious, this is random. Is this your first live stream here with us here on our Tuesday live stream? Let us know in the comments if this is your first live stream with us. We'd like to see who we have here. That's new faces. I see we got a bunch of you OGs on, so that's awesome. All right. Outlier titles, number one thing, we're going to actually show you the video title and stuff that she used so you guys can get some inspiration. Also, if you guys need help with some outliers, we've got a free little gift for you. If you would like our top 10 outlier titles, we converted into templates. Go ahead and put hooks in the comments. Again, that's hooks in the comments, and we will give you that swipe file. And we've actually went ahead and turned them into templates, and we showed you how to adapt them to various niches. And you would just plug in your own niche. And we've had several people. We have someone, Scotty, this week that emailed us and said, I used your hook swipe files and my videos are blowing up. We're talking 10, 12, 15,000 views. And that was just from this free swipe file that we're giving away. So guys, we're not charging you for it. We could, but we're not, because we just want to, we want to give a little bit here. All right. So we want some of those case studies.
Yeah, and I believe there was someone too that email. I think that they got one over 60,000 views. I want to say around like 64,000. I believe
we'll have some more. We'll bring to the surface here on another live stream. That's why you want to show up here and be part of our community. But yeah, we're gonna give you guys the goods. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen again, and let me go and start going through what I've got prepared for you guys, because I got a lot to share today. All right, so. Let's go here into, and I don't know what happened to my screen, Scotty. What happened to my screen?
It went away. You might have to add that slide back.
I might have to add that back again, aren't I? All right, let's see here. I don't know what the heck happened.
All
Let's
right,
go
just
ahead
some
and add that
technical
back to the screen
difficulties.
here.
I do want to say we have a lot of people saying either first time or they've only been here once or twice before.
Oh, nice.
We got a lot of, I'm surprised actually, a good amount of new, sort of not a new face. So you've probably been here before once or twice. I know we have a real OG in here. Where is she? She was somewhere. Where'd she go? I lost her name. Gosh, who was
Well, I'm going to keep going here. That's dead air,
early.
Scotty. We can't have dead air. This was the other email that she had sent in as we were getting some progress. Scott and Scotty, since last weekend after participating in the Views Accelerated Workshop, I reached my 1,000 subscribers. I had 133 total last week. I'm overjoyed and so grateful for live video school. Much love, Becca. So that was the other email. Now let's go over and let's check out her channel. And there we are. All right. So the name of her channel is Best Life with Becca. And what she does is she is doing more of, I guess it would be like spiritual awakening, energy, that type of niche, which is really interesting. I do have a critique here for her, and I'm going to give that here. So we're going to kind of do a little bit of a hybrid here today. We're going to do a little bit of an audit at the same time. Because I've got something that I want to say that I want her to keep in mind. But this is the video right here. And you can see 100x. It's still getting 153 views per hour. That's what that VPH means. That's crazy. 32,000 views 7 days ago. Okay. Now, if we look here, 1,430 subscribers. Now, if you remember, if we go back here real quick, she had 133 last week. All right. 133. I'm going to pull up a screenshot that she sent me. Okay. This is her, this was her channel. Okay. Now you can see this is a screenshot. This is like an OG screenshot. Like she shot this with her phone, which I love it. All right. You can't Photoshop this or Canva this, right? Like this is it. That's her channel. Okay. So 35,600 views, 2,900 watch time hours, and 1,300 subscribers. But let me show you the actual video and what that did. And that's this one right here. 31,100. This is the time of the screenshot. This one video got 2,800 watch time hours and 1,000 subscribers. Let that sink in, my friends. Let that sink in. One video can get you pretty much to monetization. Now, she's not there on her watch time hours. She will be on just this one video. I guarantee that. And we'll be doing an update. Really want you to pay attention to look at the traffic sources. Browse, suggested. Those are the two main. Those are the ones we always target right now in the beginning. And Scotty, talk a little bit why the title did this for her. How does the title signal the algorithm? Why is it so important?
Yeah, because I guess old YouTube, okay, or what people think, especially if you're just getting into YouTube, you think, hey, I'm going to do a bunch of how to do this, how to do that, right? Nothing wrong with that, okay? We do dabble that here and there. Problem is that is a search-based term, so you might hear SEO. If you don't know, SEO is search engine optimization, meaning this is what typically people are searching in the search bar of YouTube, right? That is a way to get traffic. However, that's a slower growth. We want to get quicker growth, which is the browse, the home feed, recommended, suggested, meaning if I'm scrolling, I just click on the YouTube app and I'm scrolling, your video could pop up. Yep. How to doesn't come up as much until you get a bunch of traffic going to it. Okay, so it's a little bit different of the algorithm, right? So we now really focus on having more of these curiosity-based or just titles that we know are going to be getting pushed to a broader scale of your niche. So that way it's not only search-based. Mm-hmm. And this is how you know is by looking at, like you just said, the traffic sources to the right. So if you notice, 76% is coming from the browse feature. So that means on the homepage, people are just browsing through and then your video pops up. Okay. Yep. Suggested is the right panel. So you might be watching another video or you might have searched something else up. You click on a video, but then to the right, there's suggested videos popping up, right? Mm-hmm. That are things that are related to what you've probably looked up in the past. Okay. That's also coming up. So On hers, you don't even see, it doesn't even have 0.7% being searched right now. But that doesn't mean down the road that this won't ever get to search either. Okay.
Yeah.
So we want to have quick growth up front. So that way, the long term, yes, search will end up coming a little bit later on, but we want to get that growth first, right? And so to do that now is having more of these titles that are more curiosity based, also hitting the algorithm with what we already know works. So what she did is, and she was talking about the outlier title section we were talking about, is I told her to find one in her niche. So she probably did some research. She found something that worked in her niche. She reconstructed it, put a video out, and then boom. It took off, right? Because it already worked probably recently in the past couple months. It was around her stuff, so YouTube already pushed it, and now she did it herself.
Yep. Okay. So now I wanted to bring up this here. Okay. So, and this is a little bit of critiquing that I'm going to give. Like if we were going to do this, so inside of our 1K collective and inside of our creators video lab, this is what we do. We basically will take people's thumbnails that they submit, and then we will critique them and we'll review them. And I do have some thoughts here. I really do like the simplicity of, I say simplicity. It basically shows a little bit of messiness, right? But it's of the human body. And you can kind of tell that there's arrows, there's X's, right? She's down in the bottom right corner. And then it says what your aches and pains are telling you. Now, my only critique is that might be a little wordy. So here's what I would want to do if I was her. I'd want to dig into the analytics under the reach tab. And in a little while, I'm going to actually dig into thumbnail stuff. So stay tuned for that. But I do like the arrows. Like we've all been really experimenting with arrows or red, yellow, like all of these different colors. And there has been signs that they have been converting higher as far as clicks. My only thing here is it's a little busy. Right now, I'd like to know what the click-through rate is. So again, I'll probably reach out to Becca, or Becca might be watching this later and she can send it to us. I'd want to see in the reach part of the analytics, I'd want to see what the click-through rate is on the impressions that have been given. And if this isn't above 5%, we need to work on that, because if we work on that, that's going to give us even more push. All right. But the things that I do want to say here that I do like is, number one, you can tell by the picture, it's the human body, and you can see it because of that. There's like that little, can you see my mouse, Scotty, if I'm over top? Okay, cool. Yep. So yeah, so if you see like right here, there's like that little bit of like a spark or a glow. Makes me think of like, okay, it's running through the body. Then we have an arrow here, right? And then we have this X over here and an X over here. And then she's here with a question mark and she's kind of thinking, but there's a lot there to process if you're scrolling. Okay. So this here is doing good, but I think we could get it to do even better. So the critique here would be simplify it, make it simpler. So when you're scrolling, you know exactly what it is. And we always say, do the friend test. Take your thumbnail, show it to a friend and say, what's this video about? And then let them tell you. If they can't tell you what that video is about without reading it, we need to do some more work. And again, I think what your aches and pains are telling you, I think is real wordy. I would shorten that and have it be something like, what your body, or no, not even what your body, something like your electricity is telling you, or electricity, your electricity in your body, ? Or something like that, right? Like you'd want something, or something spiritual, right? If it's like electricity and spirituality, or spiritual, or whatever, like whatever wording that can bring it closer together of what it's about without being so wordy. And again, I'd have to workshop it a little bit. But again, it's working right now. Now, the title, 9 Symptoms of Spiritual Awakening, Ascension, Symptoms 2025. Okay. So right away, Scotty, let's dissect this a little bit. Number one, 9 is a list. Listicles work really well in titles. Okay. So there's 9 things. Symptoms of spiritual awakening. This here is going to go after people that in that niche that are about spiritual awakening. Okay. And then obviously symptoms, 2025. 2025 makes it current. So I think the big thing here is 9 and then symptoms and then spiritual awakening. That is the thing that's signaling the algorithm that number one, spiritual awakening, that's what this is about. The 9 symptoms is, or the 9 is the listicle that people are going to be like, oh, I want to know what those 9 things are.
Yep, exactly.
Right?
Yep, 100%. And then even just adding in the 2025 just to keep it relevant. And here's the thing. I want, and you said this earlier, we do this with our own videos where when something works, we kind of either will do it again later on.
Yeah.
If I was her, once 2026 comes, I would do another video like this and put 2026.
Yes.
We know people. I mean, look at even some of the big channels like Think Media, who's been around for a while. They do the same video every year, the same exact video, and they put 2023, 2024, 2025. Same title. They just change that. Right. Yep. Another thing you can do is if you don't want to put the date, and I've used this on my on personal channels I've used before, and it still works, is maybe 4 months from now, 3 months from now, instead of doing 2020, or you could keep 2025, but in brackets, put update. Doing an updated video as well. I've done that on multiple videos where I just put an update because it already worked once. I'm going to use the same exact title, but just put update. And a lot of people want to know what the update is. Yep.
Yeah. And, again, like this, this is an outlier title that she had researched on her own for her niche, but you could literally, we call it like crossovering in that niche is where we're able to now take this and you could apply this to a gardener that is talking about symptoms of why their garden is dying or their plants are not going to be fruitful or, you know, whatever. It's like, you could literally turn this 9 symptoms, something about belly fat, you know, if you're into fitness, right?
Well, you ready to hear this? I actually just did this on the fly. Okay. So I was just curious. I was like, I wonder if I can find the outlier title. Now I could be wrong. We're going to have to ask Becca. Okay. But this is a pretty good one. Yep. So the title that I just found is 9 Physical Symptoms of Spiritual Awakening. That channel has 6.9K subscribers. A month ago, that video has 151,000 views.
There you go.
I would almost put money on it that's where she got it from. And she did a great job of reconstructing it to make it original in her own. And it already worked for another thing a month ago.
Yep.
And look it worked for hers. Perfect example.
Yep. And look at this though, too. You know, this video has 2,200 likes on it. Okay. That's going to help. The other thing is, and if I scroll down a little bit here, 582 comments, right? So you have all of these things that are making this video just keep getting pushed.
So let me add this quick. I have to show this now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look at the thumbnail.
Yeah, go ahead and make your screen bigger so we can see it.
Okay, hang on.
Stretch it. There you go. Keep going.
Man.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
That's where she got it from.
Yep.
And she did a great job. She made it original. She made it her own thing.
There you go. But so that there's a perfect example of how you would do that. Right. And now their thumbnail, I like better as far as what your aches and pains, or what, how, something along the lines of, and I'm trying to think through it, like how I can shorten that, but what your aches and pains are telling you is down below. So it's kind of hard to read that, but it might be like, you know, what your aches and pains, and then you would have that right just down below it instead of you having to read it. But that's better because it's just easier to read. Although hers is easy to read, but it's just like even the font style is thinner. Yep. Right. We'd want it to be bolder and bigger. I actually like her color better. And I also like it that she's in it. It makes me feel more like you're going to hear from a person, not like an AI thing.
Yep.
So anyway, great job again on this for Becca. Let's do this real quick. I'm going to go ahead and go back to here, and I am going to just play the intro because that's the other thing. The third thing. Okay. So we got title, outlier title. We've got thumbnail. And then from there, we've got the intro hook. So I want to listen to the beginning of this, just the very beginning. And then we can go ahead and we can kind of move on.
Solving problems
after we
with
listen
your
to this ad.
tools instead of technical problems? Let me guess.
All right, give her
You
some
spend
AdSense.
hours a week.
Yo, I'm going to go over
right,
with
hold on.
you the 9.
Let me move this. Here we go. All right. And right away, though, too, I also want to point this out. People all want to know, do I need a fancy studio, right? Do I have to have like fancy edits and all of this stuff? And the answer is no. Okay. And this is proof. But right away, I'm getting the sense of spiritual awakening. I've got the lion. I've got tree with rainbow. It's just, if I get the feel, I get the vibe. Okay. And it's just those subtle things. It's not like this major thing, but it makes me feel like I'm in the right place. Okay. And it makes it feel like I'm just talking to, a regular person. So let's go ahead and listen.
Hey everybody. In today's video, I'm going to go over with you the 9 most common symptoms of spiritual awakening. These are also known as ascension symptoms. So as our bodies ascend and as our vibration rises.
So right there, we covered this in the workshop, by the way. She doesn't need to be as hyped up as I always am, right? Like she does, but she's closing her eyes and feeling the energy, right? She's talking with emotion, right? That inflection in her voice. Those are things that are super important that people just aren't doing. Okay. That keeps people interested. When you have that elevation of your tone, even, right? It makes you stay interested. Plus, she immediately, and this is what we call the kind of like our default intro, is when you kind of repeat the title, right? And that's all that she really did here. So if we go back here.
Hey everybody. In today's video, I'm going to go over with you the 9 most common symptoms of spiritual awakening.
That's it. What are we? 9 seconds in, right? And the crazy thing is in the very beginning, she actually left a little bit here that most people would have cut out, but I think it makes it even more real. It's like she turned the camera on and then went back and then started, right? Like watch.
Hey everybody. In today's video, I'm going to go over with you the 9 most common symptoms of spiritual awakening. These are also known as ascension symptoms. So as our bodies ascend and as our vibration rises, various things can happen within the emotional body, the physical body, the mental body.
I mean, I'm interested. You know what I mean? Like I'm still listening, right? Like I'm like, okay, you got me. I want to know what this. So if I have aches and pains or whatever, I want to know what that means, right? And that's what people that are looking this up or that are seeing this stuff, they're interested in this stuff. They want answers to this, right? Now, why would people want to subscribe? Why are people subscribing at such a high rate? And I didn't watch the whole video, but we basically said in our workshop, don't ask for the subscribers, especially don't ask in the beginning. The old school way of like, hey, everyone, welcome to the video. Hope you're having a great week. Welcome back. Before we get started, can you do me a favor and can you like the video? Can you subscribe to the video or subscribe to the channel? Love to have you. And then a little trailer, he starts playing, right? All that stuff that people are gone, right? She didn't do that. And she's gotten over 1,000 subscribers from this video. So I hope you guys are taking notes. Who here is taking notes on this? Who here thinks that this is going to help them on their next video? Let us know in the comments. Anything else, Scotty, you want to add to that before we move on?
No, I think this is a perfect example of how simple your intro hook can really be. Yeah. Because she got right to the point. She explained what the title is. So we talk about that relatability to the packaging, right? The title, the thumbnail, and then the hook. It all related. So I knew I was in the right spot. This is exactly what I clicked on. It wasn't clickbait. Like she's going right into it. And it was simple. It was just simple. Like you said, the basic. In this video, I'm going to share the 9 symptoms of I'm telling you what I'm going to do. I'm telling you, I'm not going to waste any time.
Right. And when you have a listicle, that's the other thing I just want to kind of really just make it aware that a listicle makes you want to stay and stick around to hear what they are, right? Because when you have a list, you're like, okay, I want to know what 1 is. I want to know what 2 is. I want to know what 3 is, right? That's why my rule of thumb always is I want 3 to 5 bullet points. When I have 3 to 5 bullet points, those are my lists, right? Now, not every video title is going to be like 3 this or 5 this, although it could, right? 5 settings that all YouTube videos should have, in studio, right? Like, that would be one that I would do. And then you'd want to know, what are those 5 things, right? What are those 5 areas? 5 things that are hurting your views on YouTube. You're like, I want to know what those 5 are, right? So if you're not using listicles, use some listicles, okay? Look for some titles that are listicles in your niche. See what is done well. People love listicles. It also helps with your retention, all right? Okay, cool. So I think that is what I wanted to do here, okay, is kind of highlight this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to transition. And right now, if you guys are still paying attention right now, you guys are in 31 minutes. We're in right now. And we know that in our analytics, we know on our live streams, typically people are sticking around about 20 minutes. So right now, here on out, if you guys are here, cool. But what we're doing right now is we're recording, okay? What we're going to do right now is we're going to record 2 videos, and these videos are going to be part of this live stream. It's going to live on. We're not going to cut them out. We're going to leave them there. Even this part, it's going to stay. But what we're going to do is we're going to take these and we're going to plug them in to upload that's going to happen here at the end of this week and beginning of next week. All right. If you're not doing this, guys, another little hack for you. If you've only got an hour to shoot video a week, right now you could shoot 3 videos. 1 could be the live stream and 2 additional ones can be for, the end of the video. Okay. And it literally forces you to not start and stop, by the way, right? Because I got to keep going. If I stutter, whatever, I can stop. I can go, I'm going to do that again. I can do that. Right. But you're going to see it. But I'm also doing this because I want to demonstrate that if you only have an hour per week to shoot video and record, and you want to force yourself to get a couple of videos done, live stream. I don't care if there's 1 person. And I don't know if Dream Talking with Vicky is on here, but she was,
who I was mentioning. I think she was on earlier, but I can't.
She was our first viewer, our first live stream viewer on this channel when we only had about 200 subscribers.
Yep.
Right. And so, you don't need to have 50 some people. We had 60 some people on here live today, right? So far, we'll have probably, I don't know, 600-700 people watch this by tomorrow, maybe 1,000. We don't know. It'll take a life of its own. Once we're done with it, it turns into its own, asset. All right. But right now, what I want to do is I'm going to do these other 2 topics. Now, here's the thing. And this is, again, we cover this in our Views Accelerator workshop that we just wrapped up, which I don't know if we have a link to that in the description, but we probably should add one, Scotty, is the Views Accelerator workshop. Super affordable, by the way. We kind of go through how we structure our outlines. I'm reading right now. I'm not going to read verbatim, but I'm going to see what I've got lined up next. I've got 2 video topics. The titles are already done. Scotty and I talked through these the other day, and we said, okay, our first title is going to be this, and our second one is going to be this. All right. And I'm basically going to go through these right now. So the first one, and I'll give you guys the title, and then I'll go ahead and I'll read it off, or I'll open the video. The first one we're going to do is forget YouTube AdSense. Here's 3 alternative ways to make money. Okay. That's what we're going to do. And the other thing I wanted to do, though, really quick, Scotty, is I wanted to get lined up in my other screen here. I want to get my AdSense account up so I can demonstrate something. So let me go here real quick. So hang with me, guys. This is going to be worth it. Stick around.
You know what's great too? While we were going over some stuff, I noticed a couple things that we'll be talking about in a meeting very soon. That is going to be another test that I think we should look into. So I'm not going to share that with everyone. Sorry, guys. That's a little teaser for you. You might have to just stick around. Maybe next week we'll put a video out, or the following week. But I got an idea that I'm psyched in my mind about. If you guys know what that's from, put that in the comments.
Let us know.
But anyway, while he's pulling that up,
I
am going to be, so he's going to be mainly shooting the video. And that's another test we're going to talk about a little bit. So there's a reason for that. Okay. But while he's doing that, I will be on. Just my camera's going to be off. So if you guys have any questions while he's going through something, put it in the comments. I'll be typing some message or some comments back, responding.
Hey, Scotty, inside friendly neighbor says inside.
Yes, sir.
I love it.
You know.
OG of the creators lunch table. All right, cool. So, all right, I am ready, Scotty. So
let me just add this one real quick. I like this. I just had a light bulb moment. I can cut a video out of one of my members' lives and make it my first tutorial video.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, 100%. You can do that.
Wait, I'm glad you had that little aha moment right there. All right.
Yeah.
I'm moving over to you. I am going to mute myself.
All right. And I'm going to go here just so I have that, so I know where we're at. Okay. And I'm going to go back to full screen real quick.
Do you need me switching for you, or you got it?
No, I think I got it.
Last time you got a little mad. So you get a little mad.
No. Let me get
You're right over there. You good? All right.
I think we're good. I think we're good. All right, here we go.
Knock him dead. Go ahead.
All right.
Break a leg.
All right. Let me go ahead and pull up my notes there. So I got them. And I might need to go back and just refer back to them, but I'm kind of just looking at these here. All right, cool. So here we go. All right. So I want you to forget about AdSense money right now, because there are 3 ways that you can make money on your YouTube channel faster than waiting around for AdSense. Not to mention, AdSense is very risky. It's also something that can go up and down. Let me show you what I mean by it going up and down. I'm going to go ahead and switch over here now so you can see my live analytics here, and I'm going to walk you through it. So if you look at this right here, this is for this month actually that we're in right now, or actually the last 28 days, I'm sorry. But you can see it's fluctuating, right? And these numbers aren't that great. $831.43, which, by the way, this channel so far, if I want to go here, let's do this live here together. And I'm going to go ahead and say, well, this is only 9 months old, but I'll just do last 365 days because it'll be all of the channel. So it's made $7,161. Not too bad, right? But if I look here, if I scroll down, we were monetized at the end of August. Okay. So September isn't in here, but it was like $200, right? So October, 561, November, 1473, December, 1741, January, 1312, February, 1180, and March so far is 485. Okay. So if you look at these numbers, you might be going like, I'll take $1,000 a month. Yeah. Okay. But look at this. 561 in October. We're at 485 in March, and we're not all the way through March, but March is going to be a lower month. We might not even hit $1,000 if all we had was AdSense. So my point is, we had a really good month here in December, but then, like it always happens with AdSense, if you've ever had AdSense in the past, it always does better into Q4 because advertisers are spending more money, right? And if your traffic goes down a little bit, or maybe just advertisers are not paying as much, you're going to lose out on that money. So right here from December to January, almost $400 of a drop. Then from here, we went down even more. And then in March, we'll probably go down even a little bit more. Maybe we'll come up. Don't know yet. Okay. But if we're banking on this money, and some people are saying like quit your job and live off your YouTube earnings, risky. If you hear someone saying that, I want you to run from that advice. Do not take that advice. All right. So what I want to cover with you here today, though, are 3 different things, 3 different ways that you can make money. All right. So the very first is affiliate products. Now you can have a video that you put out. You don't have 1,000 subscribers. You don't have 4,000 watch hours. You're not monetizable. Okay. You're just not. Okay. But you can start selling affiliate products, whether that's on Amazon or if there's a software that you use. Like, let's just take, for example, StreamYard, which we do all of our live streaming. If you go to my description, you will see we have a link for StreamYard. We are an affiliate. If you sign up through our link, we will get paid. We didn't need to have 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 watch hours to receive that commission. All right. And I will say here, if you are in an industry that has subscriptions and you can be an affiliate for that subscription, those are the holy grail. let me share with you a story from my other brand creators, which I have been doing affiliate stuff now for over 10 years on that channel. And there is one product that I promoted, and it is a software. It's called Jungle Scout. And Jungle Scout is a tool for Amazon sellers. I used to be really heavily into the Amazon ecosystem. I actually built multiple e-commerce brands, and I've used Jungle Scout to help me do the research. Well, I was referring people to that different software, and that there generated over, get this, and this is crazy, over $1 million in affiliate commissions. That's not what I earned for them. That's what I received. Now, this was over about a 4-year period, but still, I've got another one. I just received a check, okay, for another tool that was for Amazon. I haven't promoted this thing in 7 years. I just got a check, okay, for $350. I used to get paid about $5,000 a month from that product, but then after I stopped promoting it, it just kind of dwindled over the years, right? And that's okay. But $350, that's a car payment for a lot of people. So affiliate stuff, really big if you can actually find products that are selling in your industry or in your niche. All right. So that's number one. Number two, sponsors. Okay. Let's just say, for example, that you have 500 views on your video and you are in a very narrow niche. Let's say it's in the gardening niche. Well, if you found someone that sold gardening supply stuff and they said, hey, for $200, will you mention us? Will you do a little dedicated spot there for $200? You could literally make $200 or more just from doing a little segment on a product that you might already use or one that you might be able to test and do a review on. So sponsorships or sponsored endorsed sections of that video can definitely be lucrative, and you don't need to be monetized on YouTube. All right. The third is going to be your own digital products. Once again, even if you just have 500 views, you get people that are interested in what you have to offer because you are giving them advice and you might have more knowledge than they do. You might be able to roll out a little workshop and charge, I don't know, $50, $75, $100. You might be able to then get 10, 15, 20 people to pay you to show up and teach for an hour. Teach them one thing. It doesn't have to be this massive course. It doesn't have to be this elaborate training. It just has to be something that you can help someone achieve in a short period of time. Make it easier for them. We have done plenty of these at $27, $37, $97, all the way up to $500. All right. So if you have an expertise of any kind, and it doesn't have to be that you have to be this, high level expert, but you just need to be able to help someone get a little further than they are right now, or help them fix a certain problem. All right. So that right there is a huge opportunity. And again, you don't need to be monetized. Now, I have a bonus, and this one here is very simple, and you can do this immediately, and you can charge as much as you want, but I would start off with probably like $100. And that is, you could just do one-on-one coaching. You could say to someone, oh, your garden, you're having a tough time with it. For an hour, I'll jump on Zoom and you can take me around the yard and I can help you and diagnose why your soil isn't producing the right nutrients. Something like that. There's someone right now that's a beekeeper, and that beekeeper is charging for coaching sessions to help people do beekeeping. He also has those workshops that we were just talking about. But coaching, anyone can do it. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you're a mechanic and you want to learn how to tune up your carburetor, there's probably a guy out there or a girl that knows about tuning up a carburetor, and they'll take $100 for you to walk around the car or flip open the hood so they can help you tune up your carburetor. All right. So I want you to just forget about being so obsessed and getting monetized and putting all that time and energy. I'd rather see you just focus on getting the right people and then having these different opportunities, because you are attracting the right people in that niche, and you can genuinely help them people. All right. So that's what I would say there. Now, with that being said, you might be wondering, well, Scott, how does this all really work out? How can it really happen? And yes, it can. And I actually shot a video right here that shows you how we did it on this channel and made an extra $19,000, not $1 from AdSense. Watch that video next, and I'll see you there. Cut. See how that works? Wasn't the cleanest performance, but we're going to roll with it. What do you think, Scotty? How was it?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, it's all right. You got a good editor that'll help you out. So
yeah. The only thing I didn't do, Scotty, is I didn't switch back to my full screen, but I am recording this, so I'll have to give you the live.
Yeah, just give me the other, and I'll go
the
back.
other, and we'll put that.
We can always fix it. We can always. Fix
all right, cool. Any questions on that, real quick, guys?
No, we got a lot of. Oh wow, always learn here, staying motivated. Okay, I believe. Talk about money. Yeah, that is some serious money. Cool.
All right, cool. All right. I am going to, let's go over to the next thing here. And Scotty, if you do see me on, and I'm not on screen and I left my thing open, just flip me open full.
I'll switch it. Yeah. I didn't know if you were going to dive back in. That's why I didn't.
No, I was done with that. I just thought I was in full screen.
Okay.
That's all right. Let me go into.
About Brittany said, I don't think you said once. Nice.
I bet you I said okay a few times. Though.
I know. John would say that.
Oh, that's hysterical. Why am I not seeing that? Okay, let's see here. Boom, boom. I'm just looking at my slides that I want to share here. Okay, cool. And let me go out of this like that. Okay, cool. All right.
Also, guys, before you get into that,
yeah,
everything he just talked about is actually all in our 100K roadmap, which if you don't have that already, just comment 100K. I'll send you. That's also in the description. So if you go to the description, you can find it there as well. But again, just comment 100K. And yeah, we had literally, this is the money portion that he's talking about. If you go to the M and the ARM method, it's going to go all through the affiliates, the sponsorships, all of that to where you make way more money than your little AdSense that you're hoping you can make some money on. Right.
Yeah.
And this is going to be, way better in the long run than just relying on AdSense.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, cool. All right, let's go. Let's get on with it. And what I'm going to be doing now, guys, is we are going to be going into thumbnails. All right, thumbnails. And let me go into the other screen, though, that I want to share. It's not that one. So let me get that out of the way. And let me get into this one right. Let me see here. Where is that now? I'm trying to locate everything that I had ready for you guys, and now it's failing me. Let's see. Okay, in advanced mode. Okay, cool. All right. Let me get into. All right. Yeah, I'll just show it there. Let me share this, and good. Okay, cool. All right, here we go, guys. Another recording. All right. All right. I tested over 350 thumbnails. And today I want to share with you what I have learned. And there are some key things that I want you to consider or at least test for yourself. Before we do get started, though, I want to know right now in the comments, are you currently testing your thumbnails? Just give me a yes, I'm testing, or no, I'm not testing. Let me know. If you're not testing, I'm going to encourage you to start A/B split testing. The other thing I want to ask you is maybe you don't have that option yet. I know some people, when I mention this, they're like, I don't have that option yet. Let us know that also in the comments. All right. So here's what I want to do. I want to walk you through some of the thumbnails, some of the things that I am going to pull out. And there are actually 3 things that I think every thumbnail should have that we've noticed has made a huge difference. All right. Now, I do want to say, though, with thumbnails, we have to get impressions. People think that a thumbnail is going to help you get views. It will, but not initially. Here's what I mean. The very first thing we need are impressions. How do we get impressions? That's going to come from the title. All right. The title is what YouTube is looking at, the AI is looking at, and it is going to place that in front of the audience that you have signaled in the title. Okay. So title, number one, to get impressions. If we don't get impressions, we can't get our thumbnail viewed. Think about this for a second. You're scrolling on your phone. Okay. You didn't see that thumbnail just because it was a great thumbnail. You saw it because the title signaled the algorithm that you're interested in this topic. Okay. So just keep that in mind. And by the way, if you struggle with titles, I've got a free resource for you. Yeah. I've got 10 of our top titles, and I took those and I created templates out of those. If you want those, just put hooks in the comments and I'll send you that swipe file along with the different niches and how you can adapt them to yours. All right. So go ahead and put hooks in the comments and I'll send it to you. All right. So let's go ahead and let's jump into my screen right now. So this way here, you can see how you can actually look at your data. So what I'm going to show you first is if you are already running split tests or not even split tests, you just want to see how your thumbnails are converting, go into advanced mode right here. All right. In advanced mode, you're going to go over here to where it says click-through rate, and you're going to click on that. And then what that's going to do is it's going to sort them from the greatest to the least. Okay. But what I want to do is I'm going to go the last 90 days. All right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look right here. So this one right here, if I hover over, that one there has gotten a 10.5% click-through rate. I want to talk about this one. This video right now was an early video on this channel. Okay. And I was in the back of a car as my wife was driving. Scotty was in the other side filming me. Okay. And all we did was took a screenshot of that. We took a question that was asked. We put that in the thumbnail, and that was it. Now, why do I believe that this got a really good click-through rate? Well, number one, there's something subtle going on here. Okay. That is, you can see the question. Okay. And it's not a long question, but you can read it because it's big. So if you are going to put something in there text-wise, you want to keep it minimal. This is actually a little bit wordier than I prefer nowadays, but it still worked here. And that's, I believe, because it's a question that is being asked and they can literally see it without even seeing the title. Okay. The other thing is that I want you to notice here is the thumbnail has color in it. Okay. It has green, and we pumped up the saturation a little bit, little tip there for you. The other thing is I have a reddish shirt on. Okay. That also draws attention. So you have to remember when someone is scrolling on their phone or even on the desktop, it has to grab the attention. Color grabs attention. All right. So if you're not using color in your thumbnails, or at least vibrant colors, I would make sure that we test that. Okay. So this one here, again, that's the breakdown here. I'm also holding up a phone, which is showing that there's stats. Okay. So if you want to know what does YouTube pay for live streaming, you can see I'm holding up a phone. I could be live streaming. It could be stats, but it goes along with the actual video content. Okay. So if someone was to look at this thumbnail and just glance at it, quickly scan the writing there, they would be able to say exactly what this video was about. Okay. So that's that one. Let's look at this one right here. Now, this one here is interesting because this here was another test, which we will give the test results and we'll talk about why this thing was a great little experiment. But this video was only live for 8 hours. And if you see here, I'm going shush, right? And I'm saying watch before tonight, curiosity. And then if you look subtly in the background, there is a YouTube plaque. Okay. So we always call that a niche identifier. Somewhere in that image, you want something where people can see it and immediately know what that video is about or who it's for. My other brand that I talk a lot about, Etsy, there's going to be an Etsy logo in there. If I was talking about Amazon, Amazon logo will be in there. If I'm talking about YouTube, generally it's either going to be that silver plaque or it's going to be something where you can identify it's a YouTube analytics, or it's going to be a YouTube logo, something like that. But watch before tonight gets your attention. And then me in that picture going like this is also getting your attention as far as like, what's he talking about? Okay. And that one there did really well. And we will break that down on a future video. So stay tuned for that. All right. Now, I'm just going to kind of keep going down here. If you look at this one right here, retired poor, that was it. Red text. Okay. Red text. And I have a whiteboard with WTF Gen X. All right. And then I'm just kind of looking straight ahead at the camera. So this video was positioned for people that were my age, that were looking for either early retirement or they were struggling with retirement or wanting to retire or not having money for retire. So retired poor, immediately they see that, they're like, that's for me. Okay. And then Gen X, you can read on that whiteboard. So again, are these fancy? No. Are they converting really well? Yes. All right. So this is how you can kind of go through your own. And what I'd also want to look at is like this one right here. Okay. This has got 150,000 impressions, 6.2%. I actually value this one more. I look at the value of this one more than I do at this one, because this one here has only got 2,400 impressions. So that means that's how many times people have not viewed it, but it came across their feed. Yes, it got a higher click-through rate, but whenever you're getting more impressions, your click-through rate's generally going to go down. This one still held strong at 6.2%. So if I hover over here, YouTube is shifting. Okay. So I didn't need a YouTube logo in here because I put YouTube in the title or in the words on the screen. Now, there's some things going on here. They're very subtle. One is the emotion on my face. Okay. It's looking like I'm concerned, maybe a little perturbed. And then you're looking at that and you're like, okay, what's this guy upset about? Or what's this guy concerned with? And then you read that very quickly. YouTube is shifting. And if you're in YouTube, if you're in trying to build your channel, you want to know what is shifting about YouTube. Okay. So again, very simple, but you understand exactly what it is that I'm talking about. And your curiosity level goes up because you want to know by my emotion on my face, my expression, what is this guy? What is he referring to? One other thing is I wasn't wearing a red shirt this time, although my shirt green was, kind of again, catching the attention, but I put red underneath the YouTube is. Okay. So there's ways that you can draw attention without it being the color of your shirt, the color of the background, anything like that. Now, this was me sitting in my lake house when I owned it. I just recently sold it, but that was us doing some content up there. And I was just sitting on the couch. That's it. Okay. So nothing fancy here, but the reason why this did so well, and it's still doing well, but it's 150,000 impressions and still getting a 6.2%, which is crazy. Now let's go down here to this one, 250,000 impressions and a 5.8. I'd consider that really, really good. Let's go over here. It paid off. Okay. And you want to know what paid off? I can clearly see that it's about YouTube, because if you're into YouTube, you know that looks like the YouTube studio, right? The back end. And then you're looking at those numbers. You're like, wait a minute here, 588,000 views, 14,800 subscribers, $4,410. You can clearly read it. So you're like, I'm interested. What is he talking about? It paid off. That was it. So red shirt, see? We've got the analytics in the background on this one. Okay. We got a little fancy. This here took probably 5 minutes to create, by the way. Okay. I used Canva to cut out the background. And from there, I just put the screenshot behind me and then I put it paid off. Done. That was it. And that one there, 250,000 impressions with a 5.8. All right. Now this one down here. Okay. We're going to show you this one here. Look at this. I didn't listen. You notice anything there? Red shirt, plaque, I didn't listen. So immediately you'd be thinking to yourself, he didn't listen. He got a plaque. I want to know what he's talking about. Red shirt, attention, right? You got the expression. I'm kind of like, see, didn't listen. And I still got this. That's what it's conveying. So I want you to think about your thumbnails to convey the message that you want the video or the thumbnail to represent of the video. So you have to be thinking about that. So the core things that I want you to think about and that we've been testing. And again, this is just on this channel, Live Video School. I've probably tested over, at this point, probably over 2,000 thumbnails. And I'm always going back to keeping it simple, but kind of covering these key points. And that is, you want your niche identifier. In this case, it's the YouTube plaque, or it's the studio analytics, because you immediately know that, or it's the word YouTube or the logo of YouTube, red or yellow, or something that's going to grab attention. In this case, it's red for us. And then something simple in there, I didn't listen. And then emotion. Okay. The emotion that you are looking at on that person's face. Is it excited? Is it sad? Is it concerned? That stuff matters. All right. So I want you right now to let me know in the comments, are you going to test this? Are you going to keep it simple? Let me know that in the comments. Now, like I said earlier, if you don't have the right title, you are not going to have your thumbnail be seen. It's just not going to happen. Well, if you struggle with titles, I've got another resource for you. Go right here, because I shot a video where I cover those 10 titles that I talked about earlier, and I show you how to adapt them to even more niches. Watch that video next, and I'll see you there. All right. Now, I got a little hung up there because I forgot where I was going to lead people. I should have had that up a little bit earlier, but I got it.
No, you got through it, though. You got through it.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming.
All right, cool. Guys, so there we go. I just recorded 2 additional videos that will be done. They'll be cut. They'll be edited. They'll be uploaded. My work is done right there. Scotty's going to do the edits now. But that's how we do it, guys. So we've been doing that on the other channel for a long time. We just started to incorporate it here. It's going to free up a little bit of time on my end. Although, again, we'll see how these go. But that's how you do it, right? And we'll probably, I mean, you guys can let us know. Do you want us to maybe go over a little bit of how we do these live streams and how we create this as a content creation session as well? Would you like to know more on that and how we're kind of like doing it behind the scenes? Let us know. All right, cool. I think that's what I got. Scotty, anything we got to address here? Or are we ready to bounce on out of here?
I think we're good to go. I'll just answer real quick. They said, what do you use for editing? As far as videos, we're on Mac, Apple products, so we use ScreenFlow. It's an older software. I mean, they have updates, but it's not really used a lot, but it's probably one of the easiest to edit on. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have that and you're on, Windows or anything else, I would just go with CapCut, because like we said, we don't do a lot of edits. It's more of just jump cuts. And then like if he messes up or something, and we'll just, fix that little part, cut it out, and then splice it. And with CapCut, you can do the free version of it, not even have to pay, and just do that. And then as far as, I saw a lot of you already talking about it, but as far as thumbnails, Canva is what we use for thumbnails. We're obsessed with Canva. We do have some trainings where we've gone in depth on, using Canva, how to use it, tutorials, kind of stuff like that. So yeah. For this video, this live stream, yes, we are using StreamYard. So we will download this off of StreamYard. The local file, that's a cool thing with StreamYard, is you have like this, broadcast, but then we also have the local files, which is better quality. So if there's ever any glitch or delay in the live, it still would record regular on the local file. So I'll get that, and then he just sends it to me, and then I'll edit that from there. So yes, StreamYard is for the lives. And plus you could stream to multiple, different platforms at once if you wanted to. We only stream to YouTube, but you could do multiple ones like Facebook, YouTube, whatever. I
think the big thing though for people to understand is like using StreamYard, it's literally recording in our browser tab, really, and then it's going to upload it afterwards. So even though we might have a connection issue, like you might have saw me go in and out because of my connection, it could have got where it was like blurrier and it was kind of coming in and out. My quality on my end will be pristine. So what we'll do at the end, once we're done with this live, the live will stand on its own. It's already up on YouTube, but we'll have the raw files, and then I'll upload those into Dropbox, and then Scotty will take those and he'll use them as his source files. So it's really, really clean. And if you guys are not using StreamYard and you want to go through our affiliate link, see how that works, go in the description, click on it, sign up. And if you go to the paid version, we'll get a commission. You'll buy us a cup of coffee, and we'd appreciate that. I did want to say too, if you are interested in going through that workshop that we just taught, and Becca went through it and just had a video that hit over 30,000 views and over 1,400 subscribers, head on over to livevideoschool.com/VX. Very simple. livevideoschool.com/VX. And right now we are still undercharging for that because we want to make it affordable for everyone. So go check it out and yeah, go through it. It's on demand. It's all broken up into chunks now. Instead of it being like a 3-hour workshop, it's broken up into sections so you can bounce around. You'll have full access to the portal. Yeah, it's super affordable right now. So go check it out if you haven't done so already. And we'd love to have a case study with you and be able to feature you like we just did on with Becca. So yeah. All right, cool. So I think that was awesome, guys. You guys are great for hanging out with us. And yeah, keep an eye out for these videos because they're going to have their own thumbnail. They're going to have their own title. They're going to have their own video time. And you're going to see it pop up on our channel. And then we're going to get views from that. Right. And we've already done it. So that's the cool thing. All right. So with all that being said, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. And as always, take care, take action. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.